The Mesa Chamber of Commerce Inside Business Podcast brings you a unique view of Mesa through its vibrant business community and the subjects that are important. The podcast is produced in the Mesa Chamber of Commerce Media Studio. Our podcast is hosted by Mesa Chamber of Commerce CEO Sally Harrison. Please enjoy this episode of the Mesa Chamber Inside Business Podcast.
Welcome to the Mesa Chamber of Commerce podcast. I'm Sally Harrison, the president and CEO of the Mesa Chamber. And today in our podcast studio, we have Ginger from the Summit at Sunland Springs.
Good morning, Sally.
Good morning.
Thank you
Welcome.
for having me.
Yeah, of course. So why don't you tell everyone about the Summit and what your mission is?
Absolutely. So the Summit at Sunland Springs is a senior living community. We're located in East Mesa, and we offer assisted living and memory care services. And we have been providing those services to seniors in Mesa and surrounding areas since 2013.
Wow.
So we started with memory care first, which is actually a more specialized, challenging level of care to provide. So we kind of broke the industry mold by starting with that.
I remember being at your groundbreaking.
Yes, yes. And we were able to provide that specialized level of service and gain a reputation for the care that we provide. And then we added phase 2 a few years later in the assisted living apartments.
That's great. We'll talk about who you serve and what kind of impact you hope to make in the community.
So we specifically serve, of course, the senior demographic, but we care for a variety of needs. And so sometimes that looks like a senior that maybe doesn't need physical assistance yet, but they are needing social interaction and engagement and connection. And maybe they don't want to cook and clean anymore.
Wait a minute, I don't want to cook and clean anymore.
I know, sign me up, right?
Yeah.
But then we can also care for some more complex needs, whether that be physical setbacks from health conditions or chronic ongoing challenges. And then, of course, with dementia care, that can present in lots of different ways and can be quite a lengthy journey. And so we want to provide meaning and dignity through every step of that journey.
That's great. Well, from what I've seen, you guys are doing a great job. What inspired you personally to get involved in serving the Mesa community?
Excuse me. For me personally, that's just, serving has always been something that's been a part of my life. And at the Summit, we have lots of residents and team members that is a part of their life as well. Particularly residents, several of them had lots of volunteerism in their earlier years of retirement. And serving gives opportunity for greater purpose to give back. And so it's also meaningful. I'm a native to the Valley. I've lived most of my adult life in Mesa, so to be able to give back to the community where I live, my neighborhood, people that are directly impacted, my neighbors, that is really meaningful to me. And lots of our residents, team members as well, but particularly the residents, they really appreciate the fact that we are providing them opportunities to stay connected in the community at large and to give back and contribute in a meaningful way.
That's great. Can you maybe share a memorable moment or story that reminds you of why this work is so important?
Oh, goodness. I have lots and lots of moments. But I would say that as far as the service that we provide to our residents and families on the day-to-day at the Summit, I've had numerous interactions with families that have been in absolute crisis mode and completely overwhelmed emotionally, completely stressed out. And
It's
our
draining.
team, absolutely. Caregiver burnout is a real thing. And so I have opportunity to interact with families in those first stages of looking for the right setting for their loved one and being able to kind of take the wheel and guide them and be that support and provide direction that they can't find when they're drowning in the emotion and the stress.
Sure.
But having families come back and share with our team and share with me the impact that we have made for not only them, but their loved one and their extended family, and just increasing that quality of life, letting adult children go back to being children when they visit their parents instead of having to be caregivers, letting spouses go back to being spouses. All of that is incredibly meaningful, and the work that we do at the summit really is service. We get paid for it, but sometimes it does feel like I'm getting a paycheck for serving and volunteering, and that's incredibly fulfilling.
Well, I will tell you that I've been there for a handful of different events, but I think the most favorite is the trunk or treat event. I remember hearing that you guys were doing a trunk or treat and asking, oh gosh, this was probably 8-9 years ago. I think I've done trunk or treat there 6 times, maybe 7.
At least.
Yeah, a lot. And it is so much fun to interact with your residents and to see some of them year after year coming through, and then seeing when they have family with them. And some of them don't, and you've got caregivers from there that are treating them like family, but when they have their own family and they've got maybe, a adult child with grandchildren that are coming through, it's so much fun to be able to be a small part of that.
Yes. Trunk or Treat is also one of my favorite events because of the fun, and it really does bring in the surrounding neighborhoods and community at large around the summit. And so we get, of course, all ages, and everybody loves seeing the little tinies all dressed up and in their costumes. But to see the way the residents light up at that site, that is really awesome. Being a family-owned community, there's always been a lot of emphasis on keeping the whole family connected.
That's great.
Children are always welcome at our community. It's pretty normal for me to go to work and see children in the community, whether it's grandkids visiting or as team members, we're actually encouraged to bring our children to work.
That's great.
I've been fortunate to be at the summit the last 10 years. And so my children were small when I started working there, and they came to work with me a ton. It was a huge benefit to be able to take them to work if I didn't have other options, or even just for fun. For the events and different parties and things. My youngest is almost 16 now, so they do not want to hang out with me anymore.
But it's a really great way for, I think, kids to grow up around older people.
Oh, for sure.
And to grow
people
up
that are different than
with people that, have some cognitive issues, and to learn how to treat them and talk to them and be part of that, I think is really key. I remember taking my own kids to all kinds of events when we lived in Washington when they were very young, just to give them the experience of being part of a fundraiser or something like that. But I grew up with much older people in my world, and that's where my comfort level has always been, right? And so my kids grew up, because my family was older, with older people, and I think that not every kid gets an opportunity to be surrounded by elderly people, and especially people that have some cognitive issues.
Right.
I think it's a good experience.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. I think it's great for children to be pushed a little outside of their comfort zone. I think it's good for them to interact with people that are different from them. Of course, the residents, it's wonderful to hear a baby laugh or cry briefly.
Yes.
But it's the curiosity of a child. You can see the way the residents light up when they interact with small children. So yes, it's beneficial, mutually beneficial, to have that connection between the two different generations.
Well, I also learned what your residents like and don't like as far as, treats. there's a lot that like the little packages of cookies, and I learned not to bring like chocolate and candy that's going to melt because it's still sometimes very hot, during the trunk or treat. But yeah, it's been fun. It's like, okay, we know that these cookies were very popular and these chips were very popular, but don't bring, candy. They don't want that.
Right.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
Well, your organization was just recognized with the Mesa Has Heart Award for Mid-Sized Business of the Year. Talk about what receiving that award means to you and your team.
Well, first of all, we're grateful to the Chamber for that recognition and honor.
Sure.
And it's a wonderful thing to be able to give back and do so in a meaningful way. And the recognition is lovely, but that's not what drives us to do what we do.
Yeah.
If anything, we're grateful for the recognition so that we can share with people and hopefully inspire continued service, volunteerism, good of the community.
Yeah.
And so, but it was a really wonderful evening. It was a lovely honor, and we're grateful for it.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Craig Alstrom Sr. was the Chamber's board chair years ago, before I was even here. Yeah. And he's always just been a favorite person of mine. He's just got a great heart, and I knew had set a tone for you guys over the years.
Oh, absolutely. So you mentioning Craig Sr., I'll just touch briefly. He's the president of Farnsworth Development, and Farnsworth is who built and owns the summit. And all of the things that Farnsworth is known for in their decades of development and philanthropic work here in Mesa, all of those values trickle into the summit, and that is part of our foundation as well. And Craig Sr. is definitely at the top of that. He's an excellent human being.
He is, yes. Well, for someone listening who wants to make a difference in our community, what advice would you give them about getting involved in this special place we call Mesa?
So I guess it would be twofold. One, it would be just blossom where you're planted, and a small contribution is better than no contribution. So I would say start with something small and attainable, and if it grows, it grows. But do what you can within your sphere of influence, because I genuinely believe that people are good and want to do good.
Sometimes they just need to be asked,
yes,
right? Or given like the information that they can make some decisions. And it's not always writing a check.
Correct.
Right? Sometimes it's time or talent.
Exactly.
And in fact, I think most of us have some of that. Maybe not everybody has the ability to write a check, but it all adds up.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the second piece of advice that I would give would be to get more involved in the Mesa Chamber. I did not know about the Mesa Hydrates campaign. I was not familiar with Save the Family, and I can name other things, but it was my involvement with the Chamber that gave me that exposure. And like you said, sometimes people are just waiting for the invitation. I just didn't know where to start. But then as I started communicating more and being more involved in the Chamber, organically I found opportunities that, we can do this at the summit. Yeah. Residents can participate in that. They can contribute to that. There are easy ways to give back. My car right now, if you were to walk out and look at it, it is full of diapers that we just collected for Save the Family, and I'm going to drop it off while I'm down here in downtown Mesa.
That's great.
But we just put out a simple communication, hey, we would like to do a diaper drive. We started collecting boxes.
That's great.
Our little resident store that we host in the summit every Friday, our resident volunteers, they sold little coupons 2 residents,
Nice.
4 boxes of diapers, and then I took the funds and went and did the shopping for them.
That's great.
So there are easy, small
Yeah.
ways to give back. So just start small.
That's great. Well, thank you for all you do and for being one of our long-term chamber members throughout your multifaceted groups that you have
Sure.
between Farnsworth and the Summit and Sunland Springs.
Yes.
We appreciate all your involvement. If somebody wants to get a hold of you guys, what's your website?
It is thesummitaz.com,
Okay.
and or just Google the Summit at Sunland Springs.
Okay.
And we'd love to connect with you.
Awesome. And trunk or treat will be held when?
It is, I'd have to look at the calendar. It's the last Saturday before Halloween,
Okay.
which this year I think is like the 26th
Okay.
or somewhere in there.
You taking trunks this year?
So absolutely,
All
yes.
right.
If somebody wants to bring a trunk,
Or just donate some candy
or
or
donate
cookies?
candy, or come and bring your littles. You
Yeah.
know, we welcome all of it.
It is so much fun.
Welcome. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks again, Ginger.
All
We
right.
appreciate
Thanks for
you.
having me.
This has been a Mesa Chamber of Commerce Inside Business podcast. You can find all podcast episodes at iTunes, Spotify, or your own favorite podcast website. You can also find them online at mesachamber.org. Content of this podcast is copyright the Mesa Chamber of Commerce, unless otherwise noted.